It's Lee. It's Lee. Lee Lang. So, what is a smart city? We've probably heard the term a few times, maybe here and there, although I'm not so sure cities are actually smart. I don't know, trying to make them smart, but you can't go and talk to a road and get a good answer from it, right? Why did the chicken cross the road? The road doesn't know. It doesn't know what a chicken is. Uh, anyway, I'm going to sort of show you a couple of things. There's a couple of interesting videos that I want to show. And yeah, I'll put this first one on just to give you a bit of an explanation from our friends at CNBC. Of course, you know, very trustworthy, and give you a bit of an explanation about that. I'm going to see what you think.
Just how smart is your city? Chances are it's getting smarter by the year. Many governments around the globe are racing to infuse technology into just about every aspect of its city's operations. And I mean every part.
Including public transportation, IT connectivity, water and power supply, sanitation and solid waste management, efficient urban mobility, e-governance, and citizen participation.
And it does this using every buzzword imaginable, from big data to the Internet of Things.
So how does a smart city work? Let's look at 3 examples.
Here in Singapore, the city-state might be the gold standard of the most extensive effort to collect data on daily living.
The government is now deploying systems that can tell when people are smoking in prohibited zones or littering from high-rise housing.
Singapore launched its own Smart Nation program in 2014 and will add more cameras like these so the government can effectively monitor crowd density, cleanliness of public spaces, and even the exact movement of every locally registered vehicle.
Much of the data it's collecting will be fed into an online platform called Virtual Singapore that gives the government access to how the city is functioning in real time. It could help the government predict how crowds might react to an explosion in a shopping mall, or how infectious disease might spread. Over in Dubai, more than 50 smart services from 22 government entities have been rolled out as part of the government's Smart Dubai initiative. Using the government-provided app Dubai Now, you can do things like pay a speeding ticket, which likely captured you on a public camera and then emailed you the ticket directly. You can also use the same app to pay your electric bill, call a taxi, track a package you sent to your friend, find the nearest ATM, renew your vehicle registration, track the visa status of a relative, and report a violation to the Dubai police. Now head over to Barcelona, where one research firm estimates the city will save billions of dollars a year in energy costs just by installing smart systems like these. Number 1, smart streetlights. Public lighting that adapts and dims when there's no activity but brightens up when sensors detect motion. The second, parking sensors. Instead of driving in circles looking for a spot to park, drivers can get real-time information on an app which locates free parking spots. Sensors on the street curb use lighting and metal detectors to know if a parking spot or loading area is occupied. And finally, garbage sensors, which are actually compact drop-off containers which have a vacuum network through pipes which sucks up trash below ground. The automated waste collection not only lowers noise pollution from garbage trucks, but also lowers costs and keeps bad odor away. Juniper Research estimates that by 2021, cities will save nearly $19 billion by making their cities smart.
But of course, to save money, sometimes you have to spend it first. The global smart city market is estimated to attract $15 billion by 2021, and that's just for software. So now companies from Microsoft to Cisco are aiming for a piece of it. In Singapore, Upton Saidi, CNBC.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
So kind of like if you look at that video, it's the biggest. So I was watching it, and what was interesting is I saw the whole thing about how monitoring how people react, how it would an infectious disease would spread, and I'm thinking this must, like, off the top of my head, I'm just thinking, oh, yeah, of course, you know, COVID, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's probably just been, you know, it's probably a recent video, you know, and then Next thing it says something about this will all be going to be able to save $19 billion by 2021. And I'm like, oh, what year are we in? Oh, right, it's 2023. It's just so interesting, you know, now that we've gone through an infectious disease thing, that it's sort of, they were sort of looking at that, you know, and I guess maybe the whole pandemic thing prevented some of this stuff from happening. I'm not really sure. I don't know. It just seems to me, if you look at the video, a lot of the stuff that you can see on there is just surveillance. It's just watching people, you know, just going to watch that area and see what's going on there. And yeah, that's kind of interesting. I'm just going to show another video, and this one's actually Newcastle. So we'll have a little look at that one, and then we'll go into this a little bit further. All right, check this one out.
People in this town love this place. The grand narrative of Newcastle is transition. Turning Newcastle into a smart city is going to be absolutely transformative for our region. We really want to turn the city into an environment where people come to experiment. This living lab concept where industry and research collaborate to develop new ideas. The city benefits from cool stuff happening everywhere around it.
It is certainly becoming a more attractive place for our young people to live and work, and I think that will most certainly help keep a lot of local talent which may have in the past left Newcastle and gone to other cities.
We want to build an Internet of Things platform to help us plan better for the future, to help us manage events better, to help us run the city more efficiently and more sustainably. It's not about a technology solution. It's about something that delivers on livability. To make a smart city is a very complicated task. Really what it needs is collaboration and partnerships. Cisco, they've been helping us almost every step of the way. The number one thing that they've brought to us is time. They've invested time in the city to understand Newcastle. We're not in a situation anymore where you need to buy from the next door neighbour. It's a global marketplace and we need to be competing in that global marketplace. Cisco provides that reach for us. So we're going to have smart parking, smart lighting, waste management, building an innovation hub. The Smart City project that we're putting together is really about putting our stake in the ground and waving the flag saying Newcastle is open for business in the 21st century. The future is going to be amazing in this city.
How crazy is that video though? Like, have a think about it. Newcastle, if you remember, in New South Wales, Newcastle, New South Wales, actually doesn't have a rail line to it. So it hasn't got a proper, they cut the rail. And they're talking about smart cities. Like, let's cut the rail, but let's be smart. It's like, you guys don't even have a rail when you want to be a smart city. And there's some of these people, you take a look at them and go, oh my God, this person is just, they look so detached from everything. You know, you see him on the video and they just, I wouldn't give off the real creepy vibes, I've got to say. I'm just going to say it, I don't care. They're very creepy looking. I mean, you know, guy, you know, he's like, oh yes, I'm trying my best to fit in, you know, yeah. And he, you know, it's crazy. So none of them look like that all of them look like that they just want to put their smart cities out and they just want to watch everybody, like big voyeurs. Actually, funnily enough, talking about the privacy part of it, I was just watching a video by a lady, Anne Kevorkian, I think it's pronounced, and she worked for Sidewalk Labs in Toronto, Ontario. And she was saying that, yeah, pretty sure it was, yeah, it's in Canada anyway, somewhere. And she was saying that she wanted to, because they're doing all the smart cities, and she wanted to, what was the word? Privacy embed into all these things. Like, I'm going to put if we're going to do anything, let's make things private. So in other words, if you have like a car that's near a spot where there's cameras and stuff, they'd all be blurred out. Kind of like what you see, I guess, if you look on Google Maps, and you look around and you see somebody on a street somewhere where you're looking at a house and the faces are blurred out. But they went along with it, and then all of a sudden they said anybody that we give the information to or something cannot we would ask that they would not have the information, the personally identifiable data, but we can't guarantee it. So she was sort of gutted by the whole thing. And if you think about it, it does raise a lot of security concerns, a lot of privacy concerns. If everybody can be viewed so easily, you know, what's to stop things from being hacked? You know, like we have a hard enough time trying to protect our Medicare data and our Medibank data and everything like that. So, I mean, what's to stop this from happening? Actually, I was going to play a few clips from that lady because she's pretty good at explaining everything, but I've clipped everybody out. They've all been clipped. Total eclipse of the heart, as they should say, as someone would say, not me. So, yeah, this whole thing, it's just insane. Like, do we want this surveillance? Like, I mean, I get the whole thing of, you know, you have a city and you want the city to do well, you know, crime, all that sort of stuff. And I know that different places like London and even Sydney, people have argued with me over that, but there's CCTV cameras all over. Like, that's true. Like, nobody can dispute that. But do we really want this to be, do we all really want to be under surveillance? And I think that's what we've got to think about. Innovation is cool. Technology is cool. Like, I love technology. But it's kind of interesting. And there's a lot of people, I was watching another video of that Newcastle video. You check it out on YouTube. A lot of people in the comment section were talking about the viability of Cisco, of their, should they even be involved in it? That's up to people to really look at, you know, should they be? Does it breach a lot of security issues with it? I don't know. I think it's just something that, you know, I've always said we sort of tend to sort of do things and then realize about the repercussions later. God, if a government had a risk management plan, you would sort of go, oh, geez, like if the government was actually like another business, like a company or anything, you'd be going, geez, let me see your risk management plan, because they don't really ever seem to do anything like that. And, you know, like other companies and things, it seems a little bit off, but I don't know. I'll leave the information there and let people decide. Like I said, I'm all for technology. I'm all for things like that. I just don't want to see them being misused. And I think that's what happens. I mean, like I've done a thing before on ChatGPT. Of course, like I've said before, anything that can come out can be misused. That's just the reality of it. Not everybody's got sexy intentions. Anyway, I shall chat to you later on. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share, do all that really cool stuff. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And yeah, so check out one of my previous videos. Why not? Okay, I'll chat to you all later. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye.